Hello everyone, Chris Buick here for UK Film Review, and I'm here to give you my review of short film Whispers of Freedom, which was written and directed by Brandon Ashplant from Golden Goat Films. So Whispers of Freedom it starts off in July of 1985 and takes place in East Germany, which at this point had been split from West Germany for the best part of 40 years. When Germany, following World War II, when Germany had been divided up by the Allied countries following that war. This story, specifically being told here, is based on a true story of a man named Chris Gueffroy, played here by Cameron Ashplant. And what makes Gueffroy's story significant in history is that they were the last person to be shot while attempting an escape over the Berlin Wall from East Germany into West Germany. So, for a bit of context, this was a time when everyone in East Germany, in fact, that kind of whole socialist Soviet republic, was expected to fall in line and basically do their duty for the greater good of the socialist dream. And failure to do so on your part, or at least if you did not appear to be doing so, would mean that your opportunities for work, education, housing, and basic living conditions or ability to have any sort of comfortable life would be compromised. So many in East Germany would, like I say, were expected to just fall in line and be happy with what they'd been provided by the state. So the film really looks to make us understand through Chris's story what life was like in East Germany at that time, and how for many East Germans like Chris, their ideals and resistance to these regimes and the authority and control during that period would only be met with these kind of hardships and punishments, not just for themselves but for their loved ones too. So we get to see this conflict really play out between Chris and his mother Karen, who's played here by Wendy Makkena. She just wishes for a quiet life, wishing her son would see a different way, I guess, and kind of fall in line like she has, because she knows how much worse it can all get. But while Chris's specific story is obviously the fascinating part and the main centerpiece here, really what the film is also doing, and doing very well, is painting a bigger, vivid picture of what living in East Germany was like at that time. With, like I said, many like Chris who just wanted their basic freedoms, but again, those who are like Karen who just want to get by. So it really flirts between its bigger themes and its smaller human personal drama. It kind of ebbs and flows between the two, but does make sure that both work together, which is really great. I think its presentation is really spot on. It feels like you're back in the mid 80s East Germany. It's grey, it's cold, it has a real Soviet feel about it, so you do feel like you're watching a life story unfold, rather than just a simple adaptation of one. And you don't need any prior knowledge of this period in time going in, but the film ensures that you will have a much better idea of it all when you leave, and this understanding of what it was really like living in Cold War East Germany. And that's a lot to get right and to make you feel that way, especially in only 25 minutes, which this film is, which really says a lot about how good Brandon Ashplant is as a storyteller, and one with an obvious passion for this subject and with a ability to handle it with sensitivity as well, which is really important. And its characters, both the main cast and all the supporting players, all manage to drive that sense of authenticity and that transportation back in time, like I said, that makes the film feel so real and so engaging. So to sum it all up, I guess Whispers of Freedom is a very, very accomplished drama. and it's a very fitting tribute to a very significant individual's story. But above all that, it's also a very critical and pertinent story, especially for our modern times. Really well executed, and I would say very much worth your time.